Good morning. Starting a new day here at Brown Creek Gap Shelter, about 12 or 13 miles from Fontana Dam. Kind of planning or thinking about taking it a little bit easy today to try and get into Fontana Dam early or midday the following day, but we'll see how it goes. A warmer night last night, a little bit windy. The first night that I spent actually in a shelter, there were two other guys in the shelter. Hopefully I didn't keep them awake snoring. I've been known to do that. But it looks like it's going to be a pretty day and a nice day for hiking. See you down the trail. Kind of interesting how the tree has formed an arch coming out of the shelter. Very cool. See sunlight on the hillside over there. Some blue sky today. Pretty windy overnight, but that's okay. Took a right-hand turn coming from that direction, from the south. Now, take a right-hand turn to continue north. Don't want to turn the wrong way. That would be a bummer. I'm sure it'll happen, but not today. The benefit of hiking this time of year before the leaves come out is that you can see these views. When the leaves come out, this will just be obscured by the leaves, other than those few high mountaintops that they call balds down here. But there's some pretty views this time of year. Love this moss-covered rock. So pretty. I think it stayed in the low 40s last night. Quite warm compared to what I've had so far up until now. Hopefully it stays that way. We're closing in on Smoky Mountains, which has been a concern looming in the back of my head, as I know it is many hikers of the Appalachian Trail. Knock on wood. The weather's looking pretty good next week. So, praying for good weather and smooth travels. Sorry for my unsteadiness with the camera. Doing the best I can. You'll notice that I typically film on flat or downhill. You can hear me gasping for air even doing that, so you can imagine what it's like going uphill. I'll try not to expose you to that very much. Little pathway through the woods, heading towards Maine. Wonder if this started out as a game trail or a trail that the native Indians used. I've been wondering how kind of a series of trails combined to become the Appalachian Trail and what the trails initially were many years ago. White blaze. Time to top off on water. Fill her up. Yellow Creek Gap. Across the street, and up we go. So this is the Cable Gap shelter. I thought about staying here for the night, but before I got here, I had already decided I was going to push on to Fontana Dam. Privy's back there. Got a tarp on the roof. Probably good that I didn't plan on staying here. I'm moving on. About another 6 miles, I believe. Let's see what this sign says. Fontana Dam shelter, 6.6. So I think it's in that vicinity. Brown Fork Gap shelter, 6.1 is where I was at last night. So gonna move on. White blaze down, white blaze down. I'm about 8.5 miles in for the day. I have 3.5 miles further to go to drop down into Fontana Dam. It's been a good few days, but a lot of hiking. 37 miles after actually it's been 37 miles right now. And then I have another 3.5 miles to go down into Fontana Dam. So, about 40 miles in 3 days. That's a lot for me. Yesterday was more than I wanted it to be, but just kind of ended up that I needed to get to a shelter to camp for the night. But tomorrow's going to be what we call a zero, which means 0 miles tomorrow. I'm just going to rest my body And then the day after tomorrow, I go into the Smoky Mountains. Smoky Mountains, about 70 miles if I remember correctly, to get through the Smokies. And you buy a permit, and you have a designated amount of time to get through it. I think it's 8 days. So praying for good weather in the Smokies. The difference with the Smoky Mountains is that most of the time is spent above 6,000 feet. So the weather can be challenging, but I believe that there's a good section of weather coming up, and I'm hoping that that's the case. So I'll catch you in the Smokies in a couple days. Hope you're having a great day. Fontana Dam Road. I made it. Thank goodness. Oh.